Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Guitar Lessons Middlesbrough. My name's Dave Rutherford and I am a guitar teacher here in Teesside in the northeast of England, and today we are going to be looking at the scales that are required for Trinity Rock and Pop Guitar Grade 5. Okay, Grade 5, things starting to get a little bit more demanding. The examiner's going to want to see more than one scale type and probably more than one position on the guitar neck, also incorporating different guitar techniques. If you've watched the Grade 3 video, you'll already have a good grounding of some of those techniques, such as vibrato and string bends. We're going to further explore that. So first of all, let's look at the keys that are required. We have F minor and we have B major. The genres that are required are so. First of all, we are going to learn two types of F minor scale. The first one is the F minor pentatonic, which is a scale of 5 notes. Pent is Latin for 5. And we're also going to learn F natural minor. The Latin name for that is Aeolian. You will see that a lot online if you're looking around. Here's a scale diagram of F pentatonic minor. Okay, so we're going to play this scale down on fret 1. Fret 1, fret 4, A string, 1 to 3, D string 1 to 3, G string 1 to 3, B string 1 to 4, high E string 1 to 4. All together. I can also play exactly the same shape from fret 13, a whole octave higher. The root notes for this scale are highlighted in orange on the scale diagram. The credit from the site that I got that from will be linked in the description below. Okay, so let's take that F minor pentatonic and we're going to have a listen to our funk backing track. Here it is. Delightful. So let's look at some techniques that we can use to further demonstrate to an examiner exactly what we can do on the guitar. So the first one, if you don't know how to do them already, is going to be a hammer-on. So I'm going to pick a note and I'm going to hammer a finger down to get another note. So I'm only striking the string once with the picking hand. And I can repeat that across any string that has more than one note on it. So if you look at the picking hand, this hand here, the right hand, there would be hammer-ons. We can also do the opposite movement of that, which is a pull-off. So I would start on the higher fret, would start on 3, pick it, and I would pull it off. Now people often compare these as comparable things difficulty-wise. A pull-off is harder, I believe anyway, than a hammer-on. You've really got to pull your finger off the string. You can't just remove it. It's got to be a pull-off. The next thing, third option, is I can combine the two. So I pick once, hammer on, and pull off in the same motion. So I've only picked the string once, and I'm getting 3 notes. And I can turn that into some cool runs. So that's another cool option. It's giving you quick access to speed without having to do a whole lot of picking. Next thing is string bends. I can bend fret 3, so that was a nice one. On the G string, fingers in the 2 frets preceding it. So if you watched some of my other videos, you would see we have 3 clear options for bends. We can bend it, where it goes up and we kill it. I can do a bend and release. Or I can do a pre-bend, where I bend the string first and pick and release the bend. All sound really cool. Another thing we can do is what's called a double stop. So I'm going to play fret 1 on the B string and fret 1 on the G string. And I'm going to flatten it just like that with one finger. And I can kind of bounce that off my root note, which is fret 3 of the D string. I can make it quite rhythmic with the right hand. I can do that with any 2 notes in the scale. Also sounds quite cool. Breaks the solo are pretty nice. Another thing I can do is I can bend fret 3 of the G string. And with my pinky I can pick up fret 4 of the B string. So I'm holding that bend as I do it. Not taking the bend off. Sounds cool. I can even reach over the B string and get the high E, which is nice. Or an AC/DC run, I can actually hit both. So that's a bend. Whilst the bend's up, I hit 4 of the high E, then 4 of the B, and then I release the bend. Sounds nice. Let's look at the next scale. Here is the scale diagram for F natural minor, also known as Aeolian. Okay, we can see from that scale there's 7 different notes in it. Let's hear it. That open G string can really throw people off. Just visualize your first finger playing it if that helps. I can also play it an octave higher, starting on 13 of the E string. Root notes in that diagram highlighted in orange, where I've taken that from the internet in the description below. Okay, the difference between a pentatonic and Aeolian natural minor, very important to know, and it helps with their function. Very important word in music is function. So a pentatonic has 5 different notes in it. There's no semitones in it. There's none of this. It doesn't happen. They don't exist. So what we've done is we've removed the semitones from the natural minor scale, and that leaves us with a pentatonic. Now in Western music, a semitone is the most tense sound that we can create. Think Jaws. So by removing that tension, it creates a much user-friendly scale. It's the misuse of the tension in the 7-note scale, in the natural minor, that can make you sound not out of key, not that bad, but it can make it sound a little bit iffy. So pentatonics are a very standard guitar player's go-to choice, certainly when they're improvising over something, say for the first time. Could be a band practice where they haven't played with people before. You could be put on the spot and have not had any chance to prepare. So people would generally start. It's not unusual to start in a pentatonic and maybe build in the natural minor as their confidence grows. Okay, moving on. We have the B major scale. B major. Okay, let's take a look at our B pentatonic major diagram. I believe I have drawn a square around this for you to have a look at. Okay, we've got the root notes highlighted in orange. So if you've looked at that chart correctly, we should have this. With our root notes. So it's the same principle for the major pentatonic. It's the smaller version of the major scale, also known in Latin as Ionian. You will see that quite commonly as well. So it's just good to know. Natural minor, Aeolian, major scale, Ionian. It's handy to know. Scale one more time. And again, we can incorporate our hammer-ons, our pull-offs, and also double stops. One thing I'm going to add with the major pentatonic is we can also do slides. So I'll show you a few cool things we can do with slides. The first one is I can just slide into the note that I want from anywhere. So I'm not hanging on a note long enough before to sound out of key, should it be out of key. A cool thing I picked up from Paul Gilbert is I can actually slide back. It's very Vai sounding, Steve Vai sounding. Sounds pretty cool. I can also slide up one string, roll, and slide down another. Sounds smooth. And I can even do that with skipping a string. I'm going to slide 4 to 6 on the A string. I'm going to grab 6 of the G string and slide back to 4 on the G string, which is my root note. Or I can sound them together. Okay, let's have a look at the next B major scale, which is the B major scale, Ionian. So here is our chart. Okay, we've had a look at our B major scale. I've drawn a square around the section that I would like you to look at first. My advice for this is always use the same fingers when you're playing the scale, not necessarily improvising. And you'll learn it nice and quick. It's a great warm-up. As it's using all 4 of your fingers in a nice, orderly fashion. So we have semitones in here. With those removed, we are left with... It's just a different position on the neck for that B major scale, but it's the same. Same notes as the major scale with the semitones removed. So one cool thing you can try is actually starting a solo with a pentatonic and then stopping the pentatonic and moving into the 7-note version. So if we did minor, start a solo in pentatonic minor, my apologies, build it into natural minor, back to pentatonic, and you might say stay on that for 8 bars at a time. So you're really focusing on the riffs that you're playing and the scale that you're playing, and then we change to the larger version, and then we change back, and then you can shorten the bars, and then you can shorten it lick for lick. So I can do pentatonic, I can do natural minor, I can do pentatonic, I can do Ionian, and that's a really good way to go between them. With regard to the major pentatonic, the fact that they're not in the same position on the guitar neck, there's a method that we can use that I've found quite successful with students and myself to change between position, like kind of horizontal guitar playing. And I'm going to do a completely separate video on that, and hopefully that helps. So get yourself on YouTube, type in F minor funk backing track and solo to your heart's content in your 2 fantastic scales. Type in B major backing track on YouTube and solo to your heart's content.